Hey everybody, Don Zoldi here, CEO of P3 Tech Consulting, and I'm here today with Yaniv Benbenisti. He is the president and chief product officer at D-Fend Solutions. Today we're talking about EnforceAir2, a next generation counter UAS that's even more power, performance, portability, and range. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with EnforceAir, let's give you a little refresher. Roll that video.
EnforceAir, D-Fend Solutions' flagship counter-drone solution, protects military, public safety, airport, border, VIP, prison, major event, and critical infrastructure environments. It has been deployed hundreds of times worldwide. EnforceAir features radio frequency cyber takeover technology. It automatically detects, locates, and identifies rogue drones and their pilots, and then mitigates the drone. EnforceAir is set up quickly. The hardware is compact and can be rapidly disassembled, moved, and reassembled for operational flexibility. As soon as rogue drones enter the protected area, they are detected and an alert is immediately activated. Their unique communication identifiers are extracted and the takeoff location is discovered. EnforceAir's unique takeover technology automatically takes control and operators lose their communication signals. They cannot control their drones or renew contact. Authorized drones in the area are unaffected. The rogue drones are sent along their designated route, ending in a safe landing. A safe outcome is achieved without disrupting the continuity of communications, commerce, transportation, or everyday life. D-Fend Solutions constantly develops new capabilities to always stay a drone threat ahead.
You've got an incredible product that you've deployed worldwide, and you created it for a reason. So I want to start with talking a little bit about the varied counter-UAS threat.
Thank you, John. It's a pleasure being here. We build EnforceAir as a cyber counter-drone solution from the bare bone. And it's a cyber capability which enables the full functionality from detection, tracking, and also mitigating the drone threat. We're using cyber techniques, which I'll elaborate in a second, meaning it's a non-jamming, non-kinetic type of solution, which is perfectly suitable for a wide range of application environments, and it enables continuity for everyday life and activity. In terms of the EnforceAir, basically what it does, it's all about the detection and surrounding the environment between the drone, the radio protocol between the drone and its remote controller. We're basically scanning the radio frequencies, looking for a specific radio communication of drones for various types. In terms of mitigation, that's an additional exciting part. What the system is doing is actually taking control over the drone by certain cyber techniques where it's basically transmitting a control signal precisely tailored to the specific drone that the operator wants to mitigate. And what we're doing is we're programming the drone to fly through a safe route and land eventually in a safe zone that the user, the operator of the system previously defined. This is again done without any jamming techniques, and it's a precise surgical type of mitigation. And the whole benefit of the takeover capability is that everything is predictable. You're basically controlling the sky. You decide what is going to be done, who is flying where, and there's no interruption to the radio environment, meaning navigation system, communication system can work normally. There's no interference in this type of mitigation. So that's the EnforceAir capability.
Yeah, I was going to say, Yaniv, this continuity of operations is critical, right? In the sensitive environments in which we're seeing these rogue drone incursions, whether it's in airport scenarios, mass gatherings, such as when the Pope, the EnforceAir was used to protect the Pope. Nobody even knew that happened because it was in the background and it's transparent to the people that are there, which is really critical. So you have this precision cyber tool that you've created. It's been deployed worldwide. So, and you've now created EnforceAir2. Why?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. Basically, with all the years that we're creating the Enforcer, we work with commercial off-the-shelf software-defined radio hardware. That's a general-purpose component available in the market, and we created with them the hardware part of the Enforcer, and obviously the main focus of D-Fend is about the software running on top of it. But the thing is that we learned over the time about the different limitations of this software-defined radio hardware. These are general purpose. They were built for various type of application, not necessarily for countering drone. For technology like ours, we got to certain limitations and understanding the limitation of these commercial off-the-shelf hardware. So we decided that we want to create our own tailor-made software-defined radio hardware, which is purposely built for cyber counter-drone application, and that's the EnforceAir2. In addition to that, we took the feedback from our customers. What do they want? What are the limitations of the current capability? And we took this into account when we look at the next generation of our product. In addition, we took our dreams, things that maybe no one imagined that can happen, different thoughts and different vision that we have for our product on the long-term future, and we incorporate all of that into our next generation, the EnforceAir2, which is, again, a cyber counter-drone system, which takes it to the next level.
Awesome. Well, we talk about how EnforceAir enhances, expands, extends counter-UAS coverage. How does it work in a very noisy RF environment?
Great. So let's talk a little bit about the hardware and the application of it. So when you're talking about noisy environment, I would say that's the main challenge for RF systems. And when you're looking at the electro-optical system, then when there's night and the vision is low, then these are the challenging cases for certain technologies like electro-optic. When you're talking about radio application, then when the radio environment becomes noisy, that's the most challenging place for radio-related technologies. So we took our general purpose capability and tailored that to our application. So generally speaking, we are covering the full frequency band from 400 megahertz all the way to 6 gigahertz, including all the current and what we see the future frequencies of commercial and do-it-yourself or custom-made drones. We increase the power in terms of processing power, in terms of transmission power, while keeping and even reducing the size and form factor, which enables additional operational flexibility. In terms of transmission, we're using ultra-wideband transmitters. We're covering the full frequency band. We can transmit on any of these frequencies according to the software. But what we improved was even more low spurious transmitter, meaning the amount of interferences or non-intentional transmitters that any transmission system is creating are very low, which enables us to pass very easily radio compliance to be suitable for a wide range of application and deployment. We incorporate multiple transmitters in the EnforceAir2. So now we can look at future expansion of additional capability, mitigating multiple drones simultaneously, handling better swarms, and handling better MIMO technologies, which will incorporate in the future as far as we can see. In terms of receiving capability, and that's also related to noisy environment, we extended the filtering elements on the radio. So now the Enforcer can cope much better with cases where there is in-band and out-of-band interferences which exists basically in the majority of the environments, especially in urban environments. We increased also the dynamic range of the Enforcer, so we can see close drones and you can also see long distance drones while dealing with the environment and the noise and the interferences in the area. We also reduce the internal noise level of the Enforcer, so now it can see further out, especially in low noise environment like in rural areas, border type, and so on. So this is a very powerful tool, and we improve dramatically both the transmission part and also the receiving part, again, to focus on the counter-drone application. Looking in our also antennas, we also introduce our own antennas in the EnforceAir2. They're supporting MIMO technology. We improve the radiation pattern. So the 360 degrees coverage is even improved with the current version. They are compact, meaning the installation, the handling of the system is even improved, and they are suitable for wide range of deployment, ranging from tactical deployment all the way to stationary deployment, covering both above horizon, below horizon. Everything is conducted with these MIMO antennas this created by us.
Well, it sounds like you took, as you said, the input of customers, your worldwide experience in using EnforceAir to really customize and create this new product that's even further enhanced, expanded, and extended coverage. But let's also talk about the operational flexibility, because EnforceAir1, your original version, had so much flexibility, and you've taken that even to the next level. Tell us how you've done that.
Correct, Don. So you're right. EnforceAir1 was and is great. It provides the flexibility. With EnforceAir2, we took it to the next level. We have, again, there's three deployment options. We have the tactical configuration, we have the vehicle, and we have the stationary. The core element of each one of them is the SDR, which you see here in the middle. It's the same for all of them. What we did is created a more sophisticated, easy to handle, smaller deployment kits. So now when you're deploying the tactical, you just need to connect 4 antennas directly to the SDR, and that's it. You don't need to handle cables and so on. When you're looking at vehicle, we're basically creating more space for the operator because the installation is now upright, and now the user can maintain additional cargo or deploy additional cargo inside a vehicle, as opposed to EnforceAir1 which took part of his space. The stationary deployment, which in some cases was in EnforceAir1 was requiring an additional antenna suitable for wide range of application. Right now, we're using the same type of antennas as the tactical for the stationary, and they are improved in terms of the radiation pattern. So everything is much more simplified right now. And let me go into some of the examples. So looking at tactical deployment, so again, it's even more compact, lightweight, and the form factor is small. The antennas are directly attached. The whole installation and the carrying of the equipment is done with only 2 smaller and lighter Pelican cases. The power consumption is very low, and by the way, we're using the same user experience in terms of the tablet and user interface as in EnforceAir1. So let me run a quick video to give the audience some sense of how easy it is to use the system.
Yeah, Yaniv, before we do that, I would love just to highlight before that video, right on the table next to you for context and size, because we're talking about best-in-class size, weight, and power. That's EnforceAir too. Yeah.
That's EnforceAir2, of course. It's basically 50 centimeters tall. Everything is here. On the top and on the bottom, we have the connectivity to the antennas, as you see, as you show on the picture, and you'll see in the video for a second. This is a very powerful tool It weighs only 12 kilos, and everything's embedded.
Awesome. All right, let's roll that video.
Yeah, so that's how easy it is for the tactical deployment. And now moving forward to the vehicle deployment, so we have the military type, we have also the civilian type or the law enforcement type of installation. And again, it's all about simplicity, and the deployment is vertical right now, so we're saving space in the cargo area. The control of the tablet is simplified, is the same user experience. No tools are required. So it's very easy, and you'll see it in a second, how to deploy the system inside the vehicle, and by the way, move it out and down, use it on tactical or on the stationary configuration. Let's run the video so you can see it.
Sounds good. I love that last bit because it reminds me when my kids were little and we had the video screen on the back of the seat so they could watch a movie. I mean, this mobile option, right, for folks on the go, whether it's VIP protection missions, and we talked about the tactical solution, which is great for troops out in the field and those kind of missions. But you also have a stationary option. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And remember, Don, when we spoke about getting the feedback from our customer? So this is an example. With EnforceAir2, we also had a stationary deployment, but it was designed originally for, let's call it, single-time deployment. The antenna was pretty large. It was connecting to the SDR, and it was originally designed for 24/7 deployment, single time. It stays there for as long as you need, and that's it. What we came to an understanding was that our customer required something else. They wanted the flexibility to use it not necessarily 24/7, 365 days a year, but also to be able to redeploy it in another place. So the stationary deployment for us is for 24/7 stationary missions or long-term tactical mission, meaning you can deploy it for several days, several weeks, several months, several years in a certain point. But if you want it just for several days, you can very easily deploy it, mount it, and then once the mission is over, you can very easily dismount it, disassemble everything, put it back now in the Pelican cases, one single Pelican cases, put in everything inside, move it into the next place, reassemble it, and you're good to go. So the ability to use the equipment in a very flexible manner, even for stationary deployment, is one of the feedback and one of the benefits that now EnforceAir2 provides to a customer. Let's again see an example in the following video. There is one more thing that it's so small that I almost forgot, and it's the back version.
There he is. Oh my gosh, is
There
that
he is. The EnforceAir2 has the ability to be packed as a deployment kit in a backpack, providing protection on the move for soldiers or security forces. It's operating inside the backpack. Everything is covered. There are no antenna sticking out. So from the audience, from the environment perspective, you're just carrying a normal sized backpack, and everything is operational. The detection, the mitigation, all the functionality is available there, and that's the backpack version. Remember when I spoke about our dreams? So that is one of our dreams. This is not a requirement coming from our customer. This is something that we introduced to the market because we believe this capability should be available in the market, should be available to our customers, and taking counter-drone and security into the next level, also in terms of deployments. So moving a little bit to describe the different functionality of the backpack. So again, it's providing on-the-move protection, and there's an optimal balance between the portability and performance. Basically, in terms of the range of the backpack, it's almost identical to the tactical and stationary deployment, providing 80% of the range compared to the other deployment options. There are two swappable batteries inside, meaning you can hot swap the batteries over your operation, providing basically endless time to operate the system, because the backpack can be operated with just one battery, and before it drains, you can switch to the next one, the hot switch. The weight is low; it's below 20 kilos. Everything, including the batteries, everything is covered. There's no fans. There's no noise. There are no antennas sticking out. So everything is concealed inside the backpack, and obviously it's applicable for all the weather conditions. And again, everything is using the same software-defined radio. And I'll give you just a peek, because this is one of our secrets. There's an SDR, EnforceAir1 SDR in the military color, and similar exactly to the EnforceAir2, SDR, as you can see here. So
okay.
That's, please go.
No, I was going to say that's incredible. As you said, it's very covert. It's easy to carry. I love that you guys thought of this yourselves because I imagine the special operations troops in particular would find this super useful. Not to mention law enforcement and other protectors and defenders for sure. And I believe you guys, with this backpack and all the other configurations that you have, that you put together a pretty great tactical bundle.
Yeah, and remember we spoke about the seamless operation flexibility and the free deployment option for EnforceAir2. Well, actually, this is how it looks like. What we provide to our customer, what we offer to our customer and to the market is the full flexibility, meaning you can take the EnforceAir2 with a suite of 4 deployment options, get them as a bundle, and now you can use them according to your ever-changing operational need, and so you can use them on backpack configuration for protection on the move. You can put it as a stationary or long-term deployment. You can put it on a tactical manner or on a vehicle, and you can very easily switch between the different configuration because everything is small, lightweight, very easy to deploy, very easy to configure, very easy to switch between these deployment options. So for special operation teams, we provide what we're calling the soft bundle, providing the seamless operational flexibility to our customers with EnforceAir2.
Well, I can imagine, you could install it in the vehicle, get to a location, put it in your backpack, walk out to a further forward location, then set up the tactical model, and off to the races. I mean, that's incredible how plug and play this is, and all the different modalities that you've created. So you've come so far, and I almost hate to ask this, because you're in a great place now, but what is the future?
Okay, we look a lot about the future, but before talking about the future, I want to talk about past and the present. And it's very important for us to stay. We have the EnforceAir2, that's the future. We also have the EnforceAir1, which is the past and the present and also the future, because we have our customer, we have our install base. For technology like ours, each one of them, the EnforceAir1 and EnforceAir2, needs to be upgraded, need to be continuously being introduced with additional software capability to keep with the evolving nature of the drone market. So both systems, EnforceAir1 and EnforceAir2, will get continuous periodic software updates to maintain the security level with the introduction of new drones and new technologies in the market. So that's a very important statement for us, not only to talk about the new product and the future, but also to talk about the current product and its future. D-Fend is committed to our install base. D-Fend is committed to both products, and it will continue to support both of them in terms of software updates. So this is a very important statement for me. Looking into the future, we have a lot of surprises. Some of them, which I can talk right now, is we're going to enhance connectivity for multiple EnforceAir2 units deployed out there. So for large-scale deployments, various type of environments, also looking into nationwide deployment, EnforceAir2 will be very easy element to integrate into this type of large-scale deployments in terms of connectivity. Another part is we're going to introduce not only cyber mitigation. We're going to introduce as a software capability inside this powerful hardware additional mitigation methods. So people will be able to enjoy the benefits of various types of technologies and gaining the benefits of all of them together, integrated seamlessly into a single piece of hardware and very easy user interface to operate all the different technologies in terms of the mitigation. So there's more to come. And we have additional dreams, and this will be a topic for another session.
Well, Sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Yaniv, for walking us through how not only EnforceAir1 is doing great things, but how EnforceAir2 is taking power, performance, and portability to a whole new level for folks out there. So bottom line, how can people learn more about D-Fend and EnforceAir2?
Well, you can connect our website and our info email D-Fend, and we'll be happy to support you and provide you additional information about our offering and company.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Yaniv, for your time today and explaining. This was great. Everybody out there, thank you for being with us. We are out here.